Hey everyone, this is Chef, and in this video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know to play support Druid in a world versus world group. This includes basic profession mechanics, build options, synergies, rotation and skill combos, and your role in a larger organized squad. Each of the sections in this video is timestamped, so if you'd like to skip around the video to the parts that you want to see, go right ahead. Like any secondary support, your role as a druid in an organized group is to quickly react to incoming damage and conditions to keep your party members alive. Druid has the single strongest resurrect utility in the game currently, coupled with a great overall set of condition clears and healing, and you even have a bit of boon support and general utility as well. Druid's unique profession mechanic is its celestial avatar. Druids gain 0.75% astral force when dealing damage to foes, and twice as much when healing allies. When your astral force meter is full, you can activate your celestial avatar form, replacing your weapon skills with more powerful abilities, and also improving the function of your profession-specific glyph skills. While this form is active, your astral force slowly depletes, and must be built up again before it can be reactivated. Your 1 skill is a small 1200 range heal with no cooldown. Your 2 skill is a small heal and condition clear that generates a light field. Your 3 skill is a large heal and blast finisher. Your 4 skill is a channeled heal that generates a water field. And your 5 skill pulses cripple and slow, immobilizing any enemies still near you when it finishes channeling. Celestial Avatar lasts for 15 seconds. If you exit the avatar form early, your remaining astral force is rounded down to the nearest 25%. Beginning with our gear, we'll be using the minstrel prefix for everything, as this gives us all of the attributes we need to be a durable and tanky healing profession in World vs. World. For our weapons, we'll use Staff and Mace Warhorn, and we'll use a Sigil of Transference and a Sigil of Energy on each of these to improve our healing and provide access to additional dodges. On our runes, we'll use Runes of the Monk for additional healing power, and for our relic, we'll use Relic of Caracosa to generate additional heals from blast finishers. For utility skills, we'll use Healing Spring, Protect-Me, Frost Spirit, Glyph of Alignment, and Spirit of Nature. Healing Spring is a heal and condition clear that doubles as a water field, letting you blast your Healing Spring for additional healing if you need it. Protect Me is a group stun break that also provides you with protection and barrier. Frost Spirit does a number of things in a specific order. On initial cast, it provides resistance to nearby allies. Then the Frost Spirit slams the ground, which is a blast finisher that also removes conditions from allies. And finally, the Spirit shakes, which gives resolution to nearby allies. Glyph of Alignment, when not in your celestial avatar form, spreads conditions to nearby foes, but when used in your celestial avatar form, it instead heals and removes conditions from nearby allies. And your elite utility skill, Spirit of Nature, converts up to 5 conditions on nearby allies into boons on cast. Then for its slam, it revives up to 5 targets. And finally it shakes, providing regen to nearby allies. Ranger professions also have the ability to use up to 2 pets, and for this build we'll take the Juvenile Siege Turtle and the Juvenile Brown Bear. The Siege Turtle gives us a projectile-destroying dome, while the Brown Bear gives us an additional group condition clear. But that said, there are a lot of decent pet options to use, and the overall impact of your pet is relatively low in a group fight. So if you'd like, you can try other pet options with a support utility skill, like Fernhounds for an additional heal, the Frost Aura from White Moas, or even the Boon Corrupt from something like a Spine Gazer. For our traits, we'll use Skirmishing 3-1-1, Nature Magic 2-3-1, and Druid 1-1-2. In Skirmishing, our minor traits don't really contribute to our ability to support allies, but our major trait Fang and Claw provides a source of fury when we use our Beast F2 skill, and Quick Draw gives us an additional source of quickness, as well as a cooldown reduction on our next weapon skill that we use. We'll get into this a bit when we dive into the specific rotations and skill combos the Druid uses, but be aware that tracking whether you have Quick Draw active can be a little difficult, as entering and exiting Celestial Avatar counts as a weapon swap for traits that work like this. In Nature Magic, our minor trait Lingering Magic gives improved healing from regeneration, and Rejuvenation gives us an additional source of regeneration when we use our Beast skill. Our major trait Wellspring also generates regeneration when we use our healing skill, and provides additional healing power based on our power. And despite the fact that Minstrel has no power statting, we still get a free 1000 power just for being level 80, before you factor in boons like Might. Windborne Notes adds regeneration to our Warhorn skills, and also gives a small heal to allies when we apply regeneration to them. And our Grandmaster trait Nature's Vengeance lets our spirits slam a second time. This means that our Frost Spirit clears conditions from allies twice, and also blasts twice, triggering Carcosa twice. But it also means that our Spirit of Nature resurrects allies twice, for potentially 10 allies revived from downstate off of a single cast of our elite skill. These slams happen 3 seconds apart, so it's unlikely that you'll actually res a full 10 allies off of a single Nature Spirit cast, but it's still one of the most powerful traits that Druid gets overall because of how hard it becomes to convert downs that are being supported by a handful of Druids with Spirit of Nature. Finally, in Druid, our minor trait Natural Mender provides a flat 15% increase to healing to others, and also gives us 8 Astral Force every 3 seconds to help rebuild our Celestial Avatar faster. In our major traits, Druidic Clarity provides an additional 3 condition clears when entering our Celestial Avatar form, while Celestial Shadow provides stealth and super speed to allies when exiting it. And in our final Grandmaster Lingering Light, we increase our healing to allies by a further 20% on top of Natural Mender, and also reduce the cooldown of Celestial Avatar by half a second anytime we heal allies with a Celestial Avatar skill. There's no internal cooldown on Lingering Light triggers, which means that your only real limit to how often you can use Celestial Avatar is how quickly you can regenerate your Astral Force after it ends, and you can generally ignore the fact that the skill has a cooldown. Now that we've covered traits and utilities, let's talk about how Druid works mechanically. Your most powerful heals and condition clears will be in your Celestial Avatar form. So your general approach to playing Druid will have 2 phases. One phase where you're in CA, and one phase where you're collecting Astral Force to reactivate CA. Despite the fact that Druid is a reactive support that generally tries to clear conditions and heal allies in response to incoming damage, in general, CA lasts long enough and Astral Force is easy enough to collect that you rarely want to wait to activate it. Instead, your goal should be to try and enter CA as many times as possible over the course of a fight, to trigger the additional condition clears from its activation, the stealth and super speed from its deactivation, and benefit from the strong weapon skills and upgraded utility skills that you get while you're in this form. Staff 5 and Staff 3 are your best tools for applying boons to allies and repositioning yourself before a fight begins. The regeneration that Staff 5 gives doesn't have a target cap, so open a fight by placing this line down in front of your group so that everybody in your squad crosses this line. Then, hit it with your Staff 3 to reposition into your group and trigger a blast, before you finally enter Celestial Avatar as soon as incoming damage and conditions begin to appear on your squad. At the very start of a fight, entering CA should always trigger Quick Draw, which reduces the cooldown of the next weapon skill that you use. In my opinion, the best way to use this is to cast Lunar Impact, CA3, on any field that your squad is placed down, making sure that you wait for the entire cast time to complete to make sure you consume Quick Draw with CA3 specifically. After this, cast CA3 again, and as it's channeling, cast CA2 underneath it. Because CA2 is instant, the field will appear first, and then CA3 will immediately blast it, triggering Carcosa and cleansing additional conditions from allies. With CA2 and CA3 both on cooldown, your next priority should be to channel Rejuvenating Tides, CA4, before casting CA3 into CA2 again when they're off cooldown. You can cast CA2 first if you want to, but the field has a very short duration, and you'll need to use CA3 almost immediately afterwards if you want to guarantee blasting a light field specifically. Your auto attack, Cosmic Ray, CA1, is a filler skill for any time you don't have other skills off cooldown, and Natural Convergence, CA5, is generally something you don't need to worry about while you're in your CA form. Your Astral Force decreases at a set rate, and it isn't consumed by the skills that you use while in Celestial Avatar, so you can expect to spend 15 seconds in CA every time you use it. The cooldown for both Rejuvenating Tides and Lunar Impact is 8 seconds each, which means you should be aiming to use each skill twice while you're in CA. You don't need to cast them immediately when they're off cooldown, so you can afford to wait a little bit before using them, in order to avoid healing party members that are at full health, or removing non-existent conditions from allies. So keep a close eye on your party UI while you're in CA to make sure you're extracting maximum value from your skills in this form. But after your Astral Force runs out, and you exit your Celestial Avatar form, your next goal is to rebuild your Astral Force as quickly as possible so that you can re-enter Celestial Avatar. Every time you strike a foe, you regain 0.75% of your Astral Force, and every time you heal an ally, you regain 1.5%. So your best way to regain Astral Force quickly is to focus on skills that hit multiple targets, strike multiple times, or pulse multiple heals. Your best options here are Staff 4 and Warhorn 4 for damaging enemies, and Staff 5 along with blasting your Healing Spring utility heal for healing allies. After your first rotation, you should still be in Staff, so line up Staff 4 in order to hit as many targets as possible, place Healing Spring at your feet, blast it with Staff 3, then weapon swap and blast it again with Warhorn 5. This should get you pretty close to reactivating CA by itself, but if you need a little extra life force, you can use Warhorn 4 as well, which strikes a single target up to 16 times, generating up to 12% of your total astral force. Past this point, it's very difficult to ensure that entering CA will trigger Quick Draw, so keep that in mind when you re-enter. You'll probably want to start by creating a field with CA2 and blasting it with CA3, rather than using CA3 first and waiting for the cast to finish to consume Quick Draw. That's your basic set of skill combos for Druid. Maximize your healing skills while in CA, maximize your healing and damage ticks while out of it. But there's a few other points to note about the build overall. First are your pets. Pets tend to not live very long in World versus World, so you want to prioritize using their abilities early before they succumb to their inability to dodge. Your Juvenile Siege Turtle will be the strongest of your two pets no matter which one you're using, and also the easiest to deploy before a fight, so look to use its projectile dome early. Then for whatever your backup pet is, wait on the pet swap until you actually need it. For example, my backup pet is the Juvenile Brown Bear, which clears conditions. So swap to it when you see conditions that need to be cleared, and then use it immediately, to guarantee that you can use its ability before it dies. Second, you also want to look for good opportunities to use Frost Spirit. The front half applies resistance, while the back half slams twice, clearing conditions each time. This is a great utility skill to use anytime your group is sitting in melee, or about to reposition out of melee, to make sure that players in your squad are able to move freely and aren't getting bogged down by conditions. And finally, your Spirit of Nature Elite utility skill is the strongest skill that you have access to, and one of the strongest utility skills in all of World vs. World right now. The initial cast converts conditions to boons, and that's great, but more importantly, the back half revives up to 5 nearby allies with each slam. With your Nature's Vengeance trait, you'll slam twice, reviving up to 10 allies total. Being on comm so that you can hear if other druids are using their spirit is a massive help, and if you can call your own spirit, that's even better, as a single use of Spirit of Nature is often enough to turn the tide of a fight. That said, there is a delay of 2.25 seconds between cast and the first slam, so you'll need quick reactions to make good use of the skill. Or alternatively, you can precast the spirit if you expect players in your squad to enter downstate very soon, and cancel the cast before it finishes if your squad successfully dodges or survives a spike. If you're playing with a larger organized group, talk to your commander or to other druids in your party or squad to see if there's a specific order that players are going to cast their spirits of nature in, so that you avoid wasting multiple spirits on the same players in downstate. Druid's playstyle in World vs. World has a lot of moving parts, so in the following fight clip, try and see for yourself what my priorities are at each stage of a fight, and what skill combos I'm using.
Aggressive push. Snapping back with Wells in 3, 2, 1. Wells. Snap right in 3, 2, 1. Snap right. Second Wells in 3, 2, 1. Second Wells. Step left here in 3, 2, 1. Stepping left. Get ready to take Veil Dodge in 3, 2, 1. Take Veil Dodge in. Night falls. Snap pulls 2, 1. Pull and cleave. Stepping left in 2, 1. Stepping left. Pushing forward in 3, 2, 1. Pushing forward. Cleave the downs. We're gonna dodge left and away in 3, 2, 1. Dodge left and away.
Druid is one of the defining professions of the current World vs. World meta, alongside its support professions like Firebrand, and DPS professions like Scrapper, Hollowsmith, and Amalgam. The strength of its res utility and Spirit of Nature is unparalleled, and it also has heals and cleanses on par with other secondary supports like Tempest, Scrapper, and Evoker. As a result, Druid fits into a wide variety of different squad compositions and complements a large range of different playstyles. It's possible to play one Druid per party as a core secondary support, but it's also possible to opt for support professions with slightly higher flexibility, and then only run as many Druids as you need to handle your res utility primarily, which is usually something like one Druid for every 10 to 15 people in your squad. But if you want to play a strong, consistent secondary support profession with the ability to flip the outcome of a fight with well-timed skill usage, Druid is the profession for you. And if you decide to pick it up and try it out, I hope that this video has been a useful resource for you. If there's anything that I covered here that isn't clear or that you disagreed with, I'd invite you to leave a comment to let me know. And if you want more videos like this one, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I also stream on Twitch if you'd like to watch me play some of these builds in real time and chat about it over there. But until then, I've been Chef, and enjoy the rest of your day.